A Step into the Past Volume 22 Chapter 1. Book 22 Chapter 1, History's Mystery. Xiang Xiaolong sat cross-legged on the floor, allowing Xiao Yuan, who is kneeling behind him, to work on his hair. This old friend smirked. I may be proficient in all methods of disguise, but the practical application is rather limited. Now that I can put my expertise to good use on you is a rare occasion indeed. Pausing, he continued, I have your hair tied up in a different style and dyed several spots white, making you look several years older. Xiang Xiaolong is uncomfortable with it. Does that mean I cannot wash my hair? Xiao Yuan proudly proclaimed, my personally crafted dye mixture cannot be washed off easily. But to be safe, we can re-dye from time to time. He added, we will reach the waters of Linzai in a few days. Your biggest challenge presently is to alter the way you speak. You cannot reuse the speaking manner you used while you were disguised as Dong Horse Fanatic. Let's train you to stutter and foolproof your disguise. Xiang Xiaolong confessed, I will be lying if I say I am not worried. My biggest fear is my enemies recognizing me from my body build. Xiao Yuan burst out laughing. Qi is originally part of Dongai tribe. The tribesmen are taller and have a bigger build than the average person. There may not be many men who are as tall as Xiaolong, but there is unquestionably a considerable amount. All Xiaolong has to do is to act a little hunchbacked and not walk with your head raised and chest puffed. That should prevent people from identifying you through your body build. Recalling that the people of Qi are the modern Shandong, China province, people, famous for their height and build, Xiang Xiaolong was relieved. Xiao Yuan took a glance at the sky through the cabin window and murmured, the sky is brightening and we have chatted the entire night, but I can only feel myself becoming more and more energized. I haven't been so happy for a long time. Since Lu Bue tried to kill us, Noticing Xiang Xiaolong's solemn expression, he apologized, I shouldn't have brought this up. Thinking about it always gives me insomnia. Xiang Xiaolong concluded, the day of Crown Prince coronation will be the same day Lu Bue dies a horrible death. This is a fact that nobody can change. Xiao Yuan obviously did not understand the full meaning of his historical prediction. He reminded, Xiaolong must not let your guard down. Lu Bue has been in power for so long in Qin. He will not give up without a fight and watch passively as his authority dissipates into thin air. He softly confided, on this trip to Qi, I harbored the possibility of assassinating him to avenge third princess, Zhao Qian, and myself. Now that Xiaolong is here with me, I am confident that we can succeed. Xiang Xiaolong is in a difficult position, because it is stated clearly in history books that Lu Bue died in Qin during Xiao Pan's coronation. Any attempts to kill him in Linzai will surely end up in failure. He naturally cannot divulge this and suggested instead, we need to plan this in detail, but I am not satisfied for him to die just like that. I want to personally destroy all that he has built and accumulated, piece by piece, as if I am cutting flesh from his body bit by bit. Only then will I be able to placate the hatred in my heart. Xiao Yuan nodded, I can see where you are coming from. I'm done. Your resemblance to Xiang Xiaolong is getting lesser and lesser. Wait till I get a bronze mirror to show you your new look. While there is still some time left, let's catch up on some sleep. Barely asleep for an hour, Xiang Xiaolong was awakened by the sound of the door opening. With the little light shining in the cabin just before sunrise, he peeped and saw Yun Niang slipping in. After she has determined Xiao Yuan's bed, she snaked into his blankets. What speedily followed were sounds of Xiao Yuan's playful protest, which was again quickly replaced by sounds of kissing. Xiang Xiaolong was amused. If not for Xiao Yuan's coming, he will be the one Yun Niang is passionately kissing now. He realized the importance of one's status in society. When he used to be high-ranking and held in importance, coupled with his good looks, he could effortlessly sweep women off their feet and won the hearts of many beauties. With his current beggarly looks and lowly manager status, his attractiveness to women has largely declined. Despite sounds of teasing and flirtation coming from the other bed, his mind is as calm as still water. He soon fell into deep slumber, having a good time with his wives and son in faraway Xianyang. Incredibly, it was Xiao Yuan who woke him up instead. It was well into the day. Xiang Xiaolong has been getting plenty of rest on this trip, so even with just 4 short hours of rest, he can still start his day without any signs of tiredness. Witnessing Xiao Yuan's highly invigorated countenance, he was astounded. "I thought you would still be fast asleep." Xiao Yuan awkwardly explained, "This woman is really desperate. Fortunately, the more women I make love to, the more revitalized I am. The ship is reaching the pier soon. I will send someone to deliver a secret message to Xianyang City, Master 2, Xian. Relax. Master and I communicate in a secret code. Even if the message falls into the wrong hands, the enemy will not be able to understand it." Climbing out of his warm blankets, Xiang Xiaolong cheered, "I have complete trust in your abilities." Both men got to work after getting dressed. Sure enough, the ship docked shortly at the pier. This is Xiang Xiaolong's first time carrying out his duties as the general manager. Luckily, Feng Fei sent her serving maid Little Pinger to assist him. Little Pinger is still dressed as a boy, and together, they headed ashore to purchase supplies. Except for food rations, other items procured included silk cloth and makeup ingredients. They were kept busy for more than half a day and finally returned to the ship at sundown. Throughout the day, Little Pinger treated Xiang Xiaolong in a rude and arrogant manner. Xiang Xiaolong is not the least bit upset, as he believes that she is treating him simply as the lowly manager, which he is. Riding back to the ship on their horses, Little Pinger, who was initially riding ahead, slowed down her horse and was now riding beside Xiang Xiaolong. She courteously advised, "Mistress, Feng Fei wants me to remind you that although you have been promoted to manager, you must not be complacent and watch your own behavior. Don't follow Zhang Chuan or S.A. Li's negative example and ruin the good standing of our song and dance troupe." Xiang Xiaolong was flabbergasted. "Your servant," polite way of saying "I," does not comprehend what sister is referring to. Little Pinger pouted her lips and coldly snorted, "You should know what you did. Someone reported seeing Yun Niang enter your room last night. Mr. Tan is a man of integrity, a gentleman. This incident certainly has nothing to do with him." "Humph! How dare you deny it after you have hooked up with her?" Xiang Xiaolong was speechless. He could not betray Xiao Yuan and stain his prestigious reputation in the eyes of Feng Fei. He kept quiet and allowed himself to be his sacrificial lamb. With a face full of scorn, Little Pinger ignored him and rode ahead of him once again. After having his dinner, Xiang Xiaolong returned to his cabin. Xiao Yuan was sitting on his bed, focusing on mixing his dye. He updated, "After spending several hours searching, I finally acquired these ingredients. I am planning to darken your facial skin, making you appear more rough and coarse." Xiang Xiaolong sat down beside him and laughed, "Do you know I just became a scapegoat for you?" Xiao Yuan was stunned. "What happened?" Xiang Xiaolong repeated Little Pinger's accusation word for word. After a moment's examination, Xiao Yuan snickered, "That haughty youngster is plain jealous. Xiaolong is really charismatic to cause her such anxiety." Xiang Xiaolong groaned, "Brother Xiao must be joking." Xiao Yuan articulated, "Xiaolong is a wise man and I did not expect you to foolishly fall into her cunning trap. Think about it. The weather is freezing nowadays. Everyone will be fast asleep at 4 a.m. in the morning. Why would there be anyone around and coincidentally seeing Yun Niang entering our room with his or her own eyes? It must be Yun Niang's personal maid who discovered her mistress, Yun Niang, leaving her bedroom and told the pretty tomboy about it. She must have guessed that Yun Niang has come for you and tested your reaction. She has found out the truth except that she nailed the wrong guy." Xiang Xiaolong lost his tongue. Xiao Yuan guffawed, "Except for Feng Fei, what good standing is there in the song and dance troupe? Do you believe Feng Fei doesn't know about my trysts with Yun Niang? I am a famous playboy after all. That green-eyed monster Pinger deliberately used Feng Fei's name to put you down. Xiang Xiaolong gritted his teeth. One of these days I am going to give her a taste of her own medicine. Xiao Yuan chuckled, the best medicine is served under the blankets. Use your manhood to conquer her. Xiang Xiaolong exhaled, I am not in the mood for relationships right now. But I'll definitely make trouble for her to appease my anger. Moreover, I can tell that she detests me. Xiao Yuan disagreed, she will not approach you with that reminder if she is not concerned about you. You are an expert with women yourself and should know that a woman's heart is irrational. The more they seek to irritate you, the more they adore you. Xiang Xiaolong does not want to continue this discussion. Changing the topic, he queried, why didn't I see your companions coming back to the ship? Xiao Yuan answered, are you referring to Zongsun Heji and the others? I tricked them into going back to my ship, just in case they start becoming suspicious about our close relationship. To be honest, I used the same trick as little Pinger, using Feng Fei's name to scare them away. Looking at each other, both men burst out laughing at the same time. Xiao Yuan carefully hid the freshly grounded dye mixture into his luggage chest and clapped his hands, inviting, Feng Fei is having a rehearsal tonight and has requested me to give her some pointers. Care to come along? Xiang Xiaolong lay down in his bed, dismissing, if I don't see you later tonight, I will know you are in Yun Niang's room. Xiao Yuan shook his head smilingly and left. Music was soon heard playing in the upper decks, but Xiang Xiaolong was doing some deep reflections instead. After countless trials and tribulations, he eventually still cannot avoid making a trip to Qi. He wondered if the trip will be beneficial for him or is he heading for another disaster. The warring states are Qi, Chu, Yan, Zhao, Wei, Han, and Qin. Except for the capitals of Yan and Han, he has stepped foot in the others. On his return trip to Qin, Xiao Yuan may well take him through the capital of Han. Thus, he probably has no fate with the capital of Yan. He recalled Prince Dan from Yan as well as all the lords from other states that he has met before. The last face he envisioned is the pretty face of Lord Longyang. Unknowingly, he was losing the urge to sleep. The ship will continue sailing tomorrow morning. He wondered if he would meet this traitorous friend in Linzai. In these war-ridden times, everyone is fighting for the country or lord he is loyal to. Even he is of no exception. To a certain extent, Xiang Xiaolong is loyal to history. He is charting his life to be as accurate to history as he can. All these events and circumstances have been lined up by the hands of fate. Xiang Xiaolong is basically executing the will of fate. Here comes the golden question. Without him, will history be the same? Logically, history will be altered. At least there is no way Xiao Pan can become Qin Shi Huang without his intervention. Without Qin Shi Huang, China may never be unified. Such an ambitious man like Qin Shi Huang does not often appear in the history of China. He strongly disputed the fact that Qin can unite China without Qin Shi Huang. To be fair, he is a time traveler who already knew the future. His judgment may be biased. A simple change can determine victory or defeat. If Qin does not possess men of talent like Wang Jian, Li Si, and even himself, conquering the other 6 states will remain a dream and never a reality. If this is the case, why wasn't Xiang Xiaolong a historical figure? Thinking about this, he broke out into cold sweat. When he used to ponder about this issue, it was normally envisaged in a fleeting moment. Currently, he has nobody to distract him and he was bored to tears, thus he can contemplate more profoundly about this issue. He did suggest to Xiao Pan to forget everything about himself, Xiang Xiaolong, because he was afraid of something even more horrendous. When it comes to the day when Xiao Pan thought of this on his own without Xiao Xiaolong's suggestion, it would mean the end of him, Xiang Xiaolong. At the end of the day, the only obstacle to Xiao Pan's ascension to the throne is his Zhao origin. The intelligent Liu Bue knows part of the secret and will only get more suspicious when Xiao Pan totally disregarded him as his father. Thinking back to the occasion when he did a blood test between Xiao Pan and Liu Bue, proving to Qin General, Liu Gong and company that they are not father and son, it was indeed an earth-shattering feat in the eyes of Master Tu Xian. The secret is another loophole for Xiao Pan and has to be protected from Liu Bue at all costs. Thinking about it, he shook with fear. Only Zhu Ji and himself know the location of the family who raised Ying Zheng, Zhu Ji's son. If Zhu Ji ever shares this information with Lao Ai, Xiao Pan's life will be critically endangered. Judging from Xiao Pan's character, he will not allow anyone to challenge his authority. He may not kill himself, Xiang Xiaolong. But what about Zhu Ji? Knock. Knock. Knocking was heard on the cabin door. Xiang Xiaolong sat up in surprise. Who is it? He demanded. Creak. The door swings open. A serving maid entered his cabin and joyfully greeted, "Hello, Manager Shen. Going to bed already?" Xiang Xiaolong recognized her as courtesan Zhu Ziuchen's personal maid Little Ning. Just barely yesterday was she trying to chase him out of the ship's hall and now she is all smiling, friendly and sweet. Puzzled, he questioned, "What can I do for Sister Ning?" With her small mouth curved in a cute smile, Little Ning sat down beside him and smiled, "I am here to seek your forgiveness." Wow! Manager Shen is really sleeping so early. Witnessing her intimate behavior, Xiang Xiaolong became wary and officially state, "Doesn't Sister Ning have to wait on Mistress Zhu Ziuchen?" Inching closer, Little Ning flirted, "I am here on Mistress's orders. Ai. This trip is so lonesome. I wouldn't mind some company myself." Xiang Xiaolong frowned, "Why is your mistress looking for me?" Little Ning cheekily replied, "Can you please don't treat me like your enemy? He he. But you look very domineering when you are angry and it is very appealing to me. How I wish I can let you punish me and let you do whatever you want to me." Xiang Xiaolong is a man after all and could not help but feel aroused. He scrutinized this maid from top to toe. She is positively below 18 and her looks are average. Nonetheless, her long lashes, seductive eyes, jutting breasts, slim waist, long legs and her good skin complexion is a big draw for him. He can start to feel some temptation for her. Just as he was deliberating whether to hug her in his arms, he also felt that it was an inappropriate gesture and was in a dilemma. Before he can make up his mind, Little Ning revealed, "Unfortunately, it is Mistress who has eyes for you. I can only wait until she is done with you." Xiang Xiaolong was taken aback, he stuttered, "Your mistress?" Little Ning nodded, "You should know which room belongs to Mistress. Tonight after midnight, she will be waiting for you in her room. You just have to push the door to enter. After the deed is done, you must not forget my effort in bringing the two of you together." She slipped out after she finished talking. Xiang Xiaolong sat there like an idiot. In terms of looks, Zhu Ziuchen comes in third after Feng Fei and Dong Sahen within the song and dance troupe. She usually stares at him with such hatred and contempt. In reality, she is masking her affections from him. This is a one-night stand initiated by her. Should he take up her offer? If Feng Fei hears about it, what would she think of him? Ever since leaving Xianyang City, except for a session with Kai Yuling in Daliang, capital of Wei, Xiang Xiaolong has been leading a celibate and lonely life. With his current cozy environment and his sexual desires reignited by the wanton woman Yun Niang, he is intuitively aroused when a dazzling courtesan offers him such an opportunity. All his sleepiness vanished into thin air. Needless to say, this eye-catching Little Ning must be sharing Zhu Ziuchen's cabin bedroom. If he took up the invitation, he may well end up in a threesome. He suddenly felt guilty and embarrassed. Back at home, the talented Lady G and the others are worried sick for him and yet he is here having a good time with other women. How can he face his own conscience if he went ahead with his trysts? He did not have a choice when he made love to Kai Yuling, but he absolutely has no justification if he wants to make love to Zhu Ziuchen. He hardened his resolve and lay down once again onto his bed, covering himself with his blanket. Xiao Yuan happened to come back to the room this minute, humming a tune happily. Xiang Xiaolong was piqued. Why would Yun Niang be willing to release you? Xiao Yuan absent-mindedly danced a few steps and responded, this is one of my beliefs when it comes to taking care of my health. We cannot do without sex, but we cannot go overboard with it too. Let me tell you something new. Dong Shuzhen is implying to me that she is open to a relationship with me and hinted that I can also have her AA sister Zhu Ziuchen as well. Looks like they have a favor to ask of me. Hearing this, Xiang Xiaolong turned quiet and became disinterested. It is apparent that Zhu Ziuchen is a free-for-all. Seeing that Xiang Xiaolong has something on his mind, Xiao Yuan pondered for a while before asking, you having trouble sleeping? Xiang Xiaolong sighed, I was about to fall asleep but I was awakened by someone. Xiao Yuan sat down and probed him for the reason. After Xiang Xiaolong finished telling his story, Xiao Yuan reflected on it and abruptly exclaimed, what a close shave. This is definitely a trap.